Man, Lord, Machiavelli production. Notorious M.A.D. Lil Chad and Slender Dad vibing straight bustin' no cap. Friday night screen lit fame hitting our lap. Culture thick, no yeet from the trap. YouTube grind, minds locked in so we adapt. Brahma bull cackling loud, bourbon on the rocks. Scheming like the GOAT, comedy unlocks. Mad shit smoke, cold as ice, won't fold. YouTube legend verdicts drip sharp like a judge's code. Skirt, skirt that, skirt tat that. Ascending crew, let's get it. Stack them racks, laughs hit diffy. Dumb fates can't match these facts. Popcorn popping, chill vibes, brew sipping slow. Prime time screens live, we slap, we glow. Now that we're pulling up clean, double the cup of the lean. Shit supreme from the H to the Bay. Third ward holding it down. Crew lights the fuse, blazing wild, no snooze. Voices boom loud, screens popping, set the cruise. Grind levels up, shine hits, claim that juice. Rise quick, savage, laughter high, can't lose. Put a skirt that. Skirt tat that. We here to break the mold, eat the basic behind. With tales that slap and laughter intertwined. A quest to marvel where drip defies. In this lit realm, only passion flies. Skirt, skirt that. Skirt tat that. A sinning squad goes hard, blazing trails we pursue. Laughs hit like heat, dumb vibes getting cooked anew. Popcorn lit, locking tight, roll swift, no lack. Prime stream zooms, global tap, we stack. Skirt, skirt that, skirt tat that. OM's here, yo.
Imp will be here.
Imp will be here.
Yeah, he's planning on being here a little late. The man is keeping him from being here on time.
But for now, we'd like to take you back to a simpler time when it was just us with no friends.
Yep. Before we had the panel of bros, the fellowship of bros, so to speak. It was just me and Slender, originally with another co-host, but then for a long while, me and Slender. And then we got the crew, and it was, I think, pretty poppin' since then. But this is a nice throwback. It's chill. It's relaxed. This is kind of how it goes. Want to say hey to everybody in chat. We got Josh Hammond. We got Eric, who was second to comment but first to like. Then corrected himself that he was not the first to like. We got Bad Take Bojan, who is always on point about posting on social media, on X, that we've got the show going. So we appreciate that. Lovely Sherry is in chat as well. Hey Sherry. Hopefully all of our viewers in chat won't abandon us once they see it's just us for a little bit. We do have some others who are going to be coming on, like Slender said. Imp will be here shortly. 70 said he'll be here in a little bit later. He's on Mountain Time, so it's always hard for me to remember what that is. Eastern Time is best time, but we'll leave that as it is.
Listen, okay, when you watch TV shows back in the day, they told you Eastern and Central times. They didn't even bother to talk about the other times.
That's right, and you'd think they would, if they were going to give another one, it would have been Pacific time. Oh, look at Sherry messing with us. Oh, I'll see you, but she's joking. Appreciate it, Sherry. All right, I still think we're going to have a...
Is she?
Yeah, she says that, but other tabs are being opened as we speak, looking at YouTube on what's going on, who's hanging out, what's up with that. But it's fun. We're gonna have some good times. I think we're gonna do a couple topics that I put in the description. First is just a review of How to Train Your Dragon, the live action, and then the second is gonna be talking about Dune Awakening. And I thought a fun thing to do, not just talking about the game, is going to be talking about having Slender talk a little about, because he set up a private server for the game, and kind of, I think, go over a little bit about how that works for some people who might be interested in doing that if they ever want to, for games like that. So yeah, remember Fox Kids used to say 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern, something like that. Yeah, it was always Eastern and Central.
And they'd be like, tonight 10/9 Central.
Yep. Hey, Davina's in the chat. Thanks for coming in. All right, so I guess let's go ahead and get into it. I don't think you had seen How to Train Your Dragon, because I had asked if you were interested, and you were like, not really. And it makes sense given that you're
I didn't want
yeah.
to see How to Train Your Dragon. I don't know why they made an effing live action out of it. It was perfect. We did not need to reiterate something that was done perfect the first time.
I will tell you, I really like the first one, but this one's pretty good. And here's I've all right.
Really? What color is Astrid's hair?
It's a mix of brown and blonde.
Mm.
But here's where I'm going to tell you, Slender. They actually makes. I appreciated what they did, in that they actually gave an explanation for the diversity of Burke.
Oh, fuck off. Okay, what's their explanation?
That they were the gathered from the. They were Burke is a mission-based settlement where several generations back the elite dragon hunters of the world set off to find the dragon nest to kill them permanently. Which actually,
So they did a really great job righting the wrongs of the past that were done by the movie that preceded them, huh?
it was the same writer and director. It was fine. It was like 2 lines.
Dude,
It
the
worked
same
fine.
writer and director can just as easily be brainwashed later on down the line after he makes a good movie and then fuck up the new one.
You don't need to be that angry. It actually is fine. The movie.
I'm that angry. I'm that
I
fucking
think
angry.
once you see it, you'd actually have a pleasant time with it.
I doubt it.
Maybe people are realizing from me defending it. I have I'm gonna have a positive review of it, with the idea being that if you liked How to Train Your Dragon, this is essentially a shot-for-shot remake with some enhancements. I'll tell you, like the action scene at the end fight. I'm also, by the way, not going to worry about spoilers because since How to Train Your Dragon came out, what was it, 15, 16 years ago?
It's been out a while.
Yeah, and this is essentially a shot-for-shot remake. I'm not worried that you're going to do it. The live-action How to Train Your Dragon for Epic Universe part. Yeah, this is... Also, it makes sense that they're doing it. There's a couple reasons why they're pushing How to Train Your Dragon, Slender. It's because they made it part of their new Epic Universe theme park in Orlando. And so you want to get fresh IP in it. And since the trilogy was done, they did the full story in the animated movies. So do it in live action. Oh yeah, Slender's the same director can mess up the new movie will hopefully not apply to the newly and finally announced Spaceballs 2. Yeah, don't hold your breath on that one.
Mel Brooks?
Mel Brooks isn't directing it.
Then it's not Spaceballs 2.
He's in it. I think he might be writing it, but I think it's a. Let me look up the director because I was surprised. I mean, he is like.
Okay.
Mel Brooks is like 90 something. I don't think he has it in him to be full on directing movies now. Spaceballs 2. Since they just announced it, nothing is there. All right, now let's see if AI can do it. Spaceballs 2 is being directed by Josh Greenbaum.
Okay.
Let's see. Who is he? And why
Yeah, I know nothing of this person.
Yeah. Let me see what Josh Greenbaum. He is known for. That is not a good list.
Uh-oh.
He did a Hulu documentary about George Lazenby, who was the one and done James Bond from On Your Majesty's Secret Service. He directed Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar in 2021. And Strays, the movie with the dogs, with Will Ferrell doing the voice of the dog.
Oh boy.
Yeah, my confidence level in Spaceballs 2 is dropping.
Is he a Nepo baby? Is he somebody's kid?
He's also going to be developing and directing a live-action Care Bears for Warner Brothers.
Oh boy. Okay. I mean, I don't care. Bride will hate that.
that he's doing a live action.
She liked Care Bears back in the day.
Oh, his background is television. He did New Girl, Fresh. He directed episodes of the New Girl, Fresh Off the Boat, Deadbeat, uh, Max and Shred, ABC's The Neighbor. So he was a TV director. Okay, so I mean, that doesn't mean he's bad necessarily, but yeah, no one asked for that.
I'm not feeling good about this.
Yeah. All right, back to How You Train Your Dragon. They did so the things that were slightly enhanced versus the animated. The end fight against the Nest and the Alpha was I think better in the live action. They made it more action, more drama.
Okay.
I think some of the flight scenes, like where he's learning to fly with uh Toothless, were made more dramatic. It like almost had some kind of a feel of like Top Gun Maverick with the flight through all the different stuff. That was a little more, I think, interesting visually on screen. The CGI was perfect. I mean, it makes sense that you've had these character designs for the dragons for a long time. They just kind of adapted.
I was gonna
them.
say they were already CGI back in the day. All they really had to do was, I mean, basically they just put different. They just reskinned them. I mean, that's really all you got to do.
Well, I mean, you do have to make it look a little different when it's blending with live action.
Well, you got to do different textures and whatnot.
But it looked beautiful. Like when you compare this to some of the stuff, like I know we got the final Superman trailer dropped this week, and people were still complaining about the CGI in it.
I could not care less about Superman at this point.
Well, I'm just using this as an example. That's a like $400 million probably production from Warner Brothers. And it's one of
Right.
it's a flagship character. And they're still having chintzy CGI in it. So it is nice when you
Yeah, but I'm kind of starting to get on that bandwagon. Like, with so many bad superhero movies, I think I am starting to get superhero fatigue. Like, back in the day, I said it was bad story fatigue, but now it's like, I don't even care if it's a good one. I don't have the desire or energy to go watch one of those movies anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's something to say for that, but you also don't feel like that you're going to get any reward.
No, no, definitely not going to
Yeah.
get anything out of it.
You're not going to, and there's the element of you're not seeing anything new now. Like it used to be that there might be a new take on character. Like when Marvel was at its peak, you'd get movies like Winter Soldier that were a whole different vibe, and you were seeing new cool shit to
Yeah.
kind of break it, and it was well done, all the way up through, Civil War to Endgame. I would say, well, actually, Infinity War was probably the peak, and Endgame was starting to come down from it. But if that whole saga, you had maybe a couple duds where things were not great, but for the most part, you were getting new good stuff every time.
Yeah.
And since then, it's been like, nope, it's agenda over story. It burns you out. Now,
Real
on the
quick.
Astrid thing, by the way, all right, so Astrid, they, like I said, they established now that Burke was the elite dragon hunters from around the world. It works. It's fine. Because I think because they at least gave an explanation, and the characters, by the way, the ones from other locations weren't dressing like Vikings. They were dressing like whatever culture they were coming from, so it helps separate it, which made it a little better. Now Astrid, this is the thing. I see somebody like Tom, who's a great friend of the show, was on here when we were doing the Mobland reviews, was complaining about girl bossing. I don't think he must have seen the original How to Train Your Dragon, because there's nothing in this one that wasn't who Astrid was in the first movie, in the animated movie. This, Slender. She was supposed to be the ace Viking kid of that group,
Yeah.
not Hiccup. It's not like a where they they didn't change the story to make Astrid a girl boss. Like her character was exactly like that in the first movie, and it just like in the first movie, Hiccup does things she couldn't. She's very supportive of Hiccup. She never says that Hiccup is doing things that she could have done better. Like she's just like in the first
I'm
one.
fine with that. I just hate that they race swapped her.
Well, here, yeah. So Astrid was an intense person, not necessarily a girl boss. I mean, no, they had her doing like badass fighting stuff in the first animated movie too. But yeah, I mean it's the same thing in this one. They're not giving her a lot of like new stuff that she has to do. Like this movie is the same movie. You're getting the same story beats, maybe slightly enhanced for live action. And the real reason I'm giving this a great review is because I took the son with me to see the movie, and he has seen the animated one, so this isn't new to him, but he was on the edge of his seat during the action, like during the flight scenes, loving it. I can see why they're doing this again, because this is a kid who has now been fully how to train your dragon activated for merch, and as you know, if we were going to the theme park this summer or something, he'd want to go to that instead of Disney because he loved the movie so much. That's where I think they're coming from. Like you do the live action because it's a new generation of kids that will now be loving this movie even more so than the ones who came before.
Yeah, I'm still not okay with it.
Yes, Chad, I saw How to Train Your Dragon as well. Astrid wanted to prove herself as the best Viking kid.
She did, and she kept getting really pissed off when
That Hiccup
was doing better.
Yeah, and those are the same. There's those beats are exactly the same in this one where they're doing the dragon training, and Hiccup is using the knowledge he's gaining from, you know, Toothless on what dragons don't like, what their secret like, like the tickle spot that makes them roll over. All that funny stuff. It works in live action really well. The actor who's playing Hiccup, which is named Mason Thames, he's actually really good. I think I'm glad they didn't go with someone who was just trying to do like a Jay Burkwell, or however you pronounce his last name. That high pitched, nerdy voice.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I'm glad that they got someone who has kind of like a little bit of nerd voice in him, but isn't like, I mean, because Hiccup has to, like, you've seen the movies. Hiccup evolves very much through the movie to being a man of action. From even though he doesn't want to kill dragons.
And it's different even in CG. It's still a cartoon, right? Like, and so exaggerated voices like that are much easier to accept coming out of a cartoonish character versus coming out of a real person. Like if a real person talked like that all the time, I would quickly find them annoying. And I think that's the guy's real voice, which is the sad part.
It is. That is his real voice because he's.
And I would quickly find him annoying.
Which is why he hasn't had as much success as being an actor in like live action movies. He's done movies. He's a lot like Michael Cera and who's the one from Zombieland? The guy who's in Catch Me If You Can.
I never remember that guy's name.
Because I keep thinking I always confuse him and Michael Cera.
Yeah.
They have a very specific window of role they can do. And if it's not that, they're not a good fit.
And they have a very specific vibe about them.
Yes. Although I will say when we watched The Art of Self-Defense and we saw like him going a different direction.
I did like The Art of Self-Defense.
Yeah. Now, Vic Fontaine says, all the reviews I've seen says the animated version is still better and you can just watch it at home. I don't know. My son, again, who's 10, so you'd think that's the exact demo, that you really likes the live action one better after seeing both. So I think the
Yeah, but then you take my daughters who are, 16 and grew up with How to Train Your Dragon, they'll absolutely despise it. I can guarantee you.
I don't know. I think they might like it.
I think you're insane.
I think this will be a good test case.
I mean, I don't. They're not here for the summer, so that test case cannot be implemented for at least 2 months.
Yeah, I mean, the audience rating is 98%. So I'm just saying it's tracking well with the people who are watching it. It's outpacing the critic rating. So I don't know. It
I
was a
don't
good
think the
movie.
critics are always wrong, and I don't think the audience is always right. So,
Yeah, if you watch it at home, you can't get the theater experience. That's true. Oh, by the way, they have you've seen 4DX theaters, right? We've talked about what that is.
what?
4DX. You know how they have IMAX theaters
Yeah, yeah, with
and
like
Dolby
shaky
Digital.
chairs and shit.
Yeah, 4DX they do shaky chairs. They have scents. They'll do fog and lighting effects. Yeah, like but the scent thing is actually interesting. It spritzes into the theater like it has a mix where it's gonna the filmmakers basically formulate smells that are like the scenes that you're in. Woods, rainstorm, etc.
Shit.
They are doing 28 years later in 4DX.
That
And
seems like a terrible idea.
that's what I said to my wife. That seems like the worst idea I've ever heard. I would really like to see F1 in 4DX. I do not want to see 28 years later. Or Eric is saying there are different levels to 4DX theaters, so not all have every effect. Okay. At the very least, they're all supposed to have the moving chairs and vibrate. They also like give haptic feedback and stuff like that. All right, Josh Hammond saying Culture Casino comics like the live action. So did the FNT guys, except for Gary. Oh, okay. Yeah, Les Grossman in 4DX. Tropic Thunder would have been a very interesting movie in 4DX. F1 is the one that I think I don't know if we've watched the trailer on the show where it's Brad Pitt as the Formula One driver.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
I mean, if Brad Pitt's in it, it's gonna look really good. It's just kind of how that works.
Now, Vic Fontaine's saying that Chris Gore, Gary, Odin all said that it's basically the animated one to just stick with it. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, Mad being there soon. Being here? Slender, you speak more, Mad. Is that mean he's coming on the show?
I think he's coming soon.
Oh, he has to hook up the new mouse. Isn't that just plugging it in? Or connecting it via Bluetooth?
I have no idea. Did he buy a fancy one that needs like drivers and stuff?
Yeah, did you get a fancy man mouse with like... Is it one of those ones where it can Bluetooth connect to up to 3 different devices? You just hit the button.
Oh boy.
Your face is plugging. If it's a USB mouse, they've worked the same for... I mean, geez. Wasn't the first coming out like 1999? So 26 years?
Nah, man, trackball. Trackball's where it's at.
All right,
This mouse
someone
thing
has a
ain't
lot
gonna
of
catch on.
background noise. It's very warm where we live, so both me and Slender have our fans going. So if I'm going to mute my mic, tell me if that makes the background noise go away.
It's probably me.
All right, I unmuted. Now it's back. He's looking for the 9-pin to USB dongle. That's true. Matt is a fan of his dongle being attached and properly drived. I keep my AC at 58 so you don't hear it. It's Chad. Yeah, it's probably mine. 58. Hold on a second.
58 is insane.
You would be... My wife would murder me because Slender knows this, right? Women run cold. You can't... you can't like deal with it. Like
Nah, I
in the
finally got mine adjusted to 68. She used to want to have it at 72, and I was like, that's too fucking hot. But I finally got her to come around.
nice. All right. So there we go. I'm going to turn on the reduced background noise purely for Mad's enjoyment.
It's gonna start effing with your volume.
Yeah, it is, but it'll be all right. I'll
I
just
mean,
go
I
full
don't know what
ASMR.
my system is like right now because something is wrong with OBS. I can't see any of my levels. I got no meter deflection. I don't have my audio visualizer. I'm very not happy about this.
All right. I'm still trying to figure out. All right, so Eric, why does a mouse need multiple connections? That's a good question. In the age of working from home, and this is where something I can speak to, I had a nice mouse, not the one that was a company issued one where it sucked. So I did have one. It was Bluetooth wireless, and I could just hit the button and move it to use on my work computer, and then hit back to use on my personal computer. So something like that, where this way you can use the same mouse for a laptop and desktop setup if you have one. Try to keep the 82. Oh my god. That's I look, I've been called cheap because I keep my house at 76 during the day. I have the comfort settings on the digital one, so I go 76 during daytime and I drop it to 73 at night.
At night.
Well, that way the air conditioning doesn't have to work as hard. I have it set to flip to that setting at 9:30 after the sun's gone down where we live. But 82, oh, that's a little too much.
A little too rough.
I could never live with Chad. I have a basement, Mad. You can't. I don't think you can have those in Texas for some because of all the evil bugs and things.
Dude, my
And in the
basement
basement,
never gets that hot, which
yeah,
is great.
the basement level runs a good 10 degrees colder than whatever we set it at.
Matt doesn't know
Logitech.
the glory of the basement.
So Davina's saying Logitech has a multi-device setup in their software. I've never tried it. I don't use the actual. I've never used like the mouse's software or the keyboard software. I just use the generic Windows drivers.
Yeah, I kind of hate all that. Like, because whenever they install a driver, they also want to install an app, and the app also wants to start when your computer starts, and it's like, you don't need to be that involved in my computer. You can fuck off. Like, you're not coming along on this ride, Razor. You're out of here, Logitech. Shut your fucking mouths. Do what I bought you for, and nothing else ever.
10 out of 10 would live in Chad's basement based on this show. I mean, I think you'd probably be able to have a good time hanging out with either me or Slender.
His
'Cause
basement's got a projector.
I do have a home theater. It's nice. I should share the pictures of it that I took that are nondescript. It's 150-inch screen, 4K projector. It's nice. It was my
Surround
treat.
sound, little fancy theater chairs.
Yep. It was my treat. Not the fanciest because they are just you have to you lean back to pop them.
No, they could be
instead of
way
having-
fancier,
Yeah.
and there's only two of them.
Well,
Four of
there's
them?
four. There's four. There's two. Two sections of two. Because
It's yeah, it's not like a Shia LaBeouf theater where he's got his own theater that he watches his movies on.
I know holes have never looked better.
It's like Mad's dream. Mad wants to one day own a theater where he can watch his own YouTube videos.
It is a little overkill, but I do flip on YouTube and just watch it on that theater sometimes, and it's pretty funny. I used to like watching the replays of um the what the flick that we did, but
Like watching the actual movie.
yeah, but oh no, just watching us our what the flicks because we would do it so late sometimes, or it took so long for the editing to get done sometimes.
It's
I-
almost like you never saw the movie by the time Mad got it out.
I know.
So you got to
All
relive
right.
the whole experience. He did
This
that
is-
for us. What a bro.
Interesting debate breaking up in chat. I would probably live with Chad. Slender, on the other hand, probably not. If I say something wrong, I'll get kicked out like the equivalent to Slender ending the stream randomly.
This is very true. I don't put up with no shit. You're in my house, you follow my rules. You don't follow my rules, I'll show you the door.
Rewatching
You don't want to go to the
Twin
door?
Peaks.
I'll show you the door harder.
I am really interested to see how that holds up. I haven't watched Twin Peaks in forever. So Davina, just drop in chat if you think it actually holds up and is worth rewatching.
Oh, we got a mad.
What's Gucci?
My name is Matt Cheesemo, and I'm proud to be. I've been watching a lot of the Cleveland Brown show.
Oh,
You're
okay.
all staticky.
Yeah, it's on my end. I don't know what's up.
Is it the new mouse?
It might be the new mouse.
Your new mouse messed up my thing.
See, now it sounds better. You just got to yell at Shredda a little more.
Uh-oh. Let's see. Davina says Twin Peaks holds up. Season 2 is more like a soap opera after David Lynch and Mark Frost left the show. And I rewatched Twin Peaks The Return season 3 a few weeks ago. It was better than I remember. What was the movie? It was like Fire Walk With Me, I think, was the movie version they came and did just so that they'd finally resolve who killed that girl. I bet Slender be like Fred Flintstone tossing the cat out, but the cat is Mads who finds a way back inside and locks Slender out. Can you?
No,
all right,
that would never
Mad,
happen.
you're not hearing anybody? All right, he's gone again. Imp's arrived. Hey, Imp. Imp, can you hear us? Imp is probably having audio problems too.
There's so many technical difficulties today. We got no friends anymore. This sucks.
Well, we got friends because Mad showed up and Imp showed up. So that's pretty much all the normal amount of friends.
Well, that's because I talked Mad down off that ledge because he was going to just not come to the show because you were being so mean to him in the DMs.
I was not being mean.
And then
My
I had to
name is
remind
Matt
him.
Cheesemo, and I am proud to be back on Ascendant Art.
You
Looks like
made Imp leave.
I've been watching
No.
a lot of the Cleveland Brown show.
I liked Cleveland Brown show.
I
It
do
was
too.
funny. I also think that American Dad is the most superior of
I agree.
shows that he's done.
So,
The,
Matt,
uh,
I wanna get this straight, right? Before we get into this conversation, Chad said he was not mean to you, and
The
you weren't
fuck he wasn't.
considering you weren't considering not attending the show. And
I
then
was.
my talking you down and being like, "No, dude, you're the greatest bro
Okay.
that ever broed, bro."
Let me clarify
That
that, I didn't disagree that you had to talk him into doing it. I only disagreed that I don't think I was being mad. I was being mean to Mad. I was merely stating that Mad had indicated that he was offline for like the rest of the week, and then he was on Shag's show for 4 hours.
Did you hear how I was able to do that? Was because I had to kill a spider?
Oh, the adrenaline.
What? No, I got
Well, that would
pills
make
for
you-
saving her life.
That would give you adrenaline. Slender is deathly afraid of the spider, but
Oh,
no, this was because Shredda, I think, woke him up to kill a spider.
well, anyway.
But
Yeah,
this
it-
was a Texas-sized spider, right? It wasn't like a little.
yeah, it was fucking with her too. It was on the fan above the bed, and it just kept going down and then going back up, going down, and going back up.
You got to watch out when the spider is like doing psychotic fuck with you moves.
Yep.
It's like,
But no, yeah, you were
I
horribly
could go
mean
into
to me.
your mouth anytime. I just want to drop down. while
If
you're
a
sleeping.
spider tries to juke you, it's a bad day because they
But-
will.
But yes, to answer the question, Lil Chad was horribly mean to me. And what's funny is I got a message at that same time from another YouTuber asking if I wanted to go on tomorrow night. So I had a decision to make. Do I come on here or do I save those pills for tomorrow? And luckily, Slender saved it. Saved your show.
Would it also be because we want to play Dune Awakening after the show?
I don't know what you mean by that. By the way, do we got Jane in the server yet?
I don't even know if Jane's playing the game.
Yes, he is. He was just talking about it. in our super secret.
Well, I mean, she's in that chat where I shared the server information, so
I'll yell at her later.
she is capable of joining.
Fuck that spider.
Where was Jane talking about it?
In the super secret place.
Yeah, in our game chat.
No, I thought she was talking about playing the new Elden or the other game.
Oh, is that what she was talking about? I thought she was about Dune just a second ago.
Night Rain? I mean, we talked about Night Rain.
Yeah. No, I think she shared a picture of her stuff in Night Rain.
No, I'm talking about like just a few minutes ago.
I am looking at the chat just a few minutes
don't make
ago.
me pick up my phone.
9:25 p.m. The chat is about Night Rain.
Well,
I finally got the Revenant in Night Rain. Yeah.
does it
that's
even say Night Rain?
Yeah. It does.
Yes.
I really need to read
Coming
these
from
when
guy
I
who
get the
only reads
notifications.
Part of messages.
Matt just sees that somebody sent a message, identifies the name of the somebody who sent the message, and then
I
just
just make it
decides
up.
they said whatever he wanted them to say.
I did that with the chat thing earlier. Because if you remember, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna try to be on there regardless." And then I went back and read it after Slender did the meme. I was like, "Wait, hold on, I didn't read it the first time." I do that a lot.
That's true when I said, "Oh wait, I just saw what he said."
Yeah, because I hadn't actually read it. I guess thought it was your normal, nice Chadness, but instead you're like, "Fuck him."
I was merely, is it factually accurate? Correct. Yes. Is it because Shredda was deathly afraid of the spider that was messing with her head? Maybe. I mean, two things can be true at the same time.
And they.
Can they?
Anyway, I'm here to talk about a movie I have no interest in seeing.
No, we're done from that
Yeah,
part. now.
nobody has a whole lot of interest in that movie. Because
I
there was
do-
no reason to make it in the first place.
Dude, I did. Speaking of an actual good movie, I saw Deep Cover, and I actually really liked it. It just came out on Amazon.
All right.
I haven't seen it.
Real
It's
quick,
really funny.
Matt, I want you to just rate this move 1 to 10.
The fuck, they are microscopic puppies. One, they're not microscopic at all. You can see them with the naked eye. So
No,
no.
And there's nothing puppy-esque about them.
I
Those
mean, I
things
don't have
can-
a thing against spiders, but even I'm going to disagree with that statement.
Oh, real quick, Dr. Anonymous colleague is saying also that Slender, that message, bro gay trademark. So we're moving on to mocking Slender's messages apparently.
No, that message was bromosexual.
It had
That sounds a little too close to brahmasexual. I think we need to make sure we're enunciating.
it does Slender occasionally have homicidal ideations? Maybe.
Definitely.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a bit more than maybe.
All right, so Matt, we're gonna watch this real quick, and I want to see.
I've had homicidal gestures. Go on.
I want you to honestly tell me if you think you can pull this off.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna mute it in case the audio. Here we go. This guy's very intense, very looking. All right, and
Fuck you!
Yeah, I
He
could
pulled it
definitely
off.
yell at somebody, "Fuck you," if they tried that shit.
That would never. That works 1 out of 1,000 times. There's no way. Oh,
Yes, that film was
Yeah.
a failure. Wasn't good, Davinia. Yeah, but this one's better. I like Bryce Dallas Howard, actually.
I am. This is Bryce Dallas Howard is one of those ones I have a blind spot for because I actually think she's seems like a very nice person.
She
good work.
does.
And so I kind of want to I want her to be successful
Yes.
because she seems like she works harder than the other nepo babies. But
Yeah,
You
I
know,
like her a
um,
lot.
then she did the Jurassic World where she wanted to be in high heels while she's running from dinosaurs,
It
and that was stupid.
Going back to the spiders,
Whoa, what
ironically
happened?
enough, I don't know, he got kicked. But ironically enough, I had a pet spider once.
How do you had a pet spider?
Sorta.
so
um,
it's
When
It-
when I lived
it's
in What?
sorry, it gets red. Will you stop?
when I lived in
Homicidal, is that what I mean? Oh, wants to murder dudes with a D. I I'm sure there were killers who did that kind of thing.
No, when I lived in the Norfolk area, right? I had an apartment and I lived by myself and I had a little like patio. And on the patio there was a spider. This big weird looking spider, had a big web and everything. And like
It was part of banana spider.
I was out there eating my Fruit Loops on the patio and I just threw a Fruit Loop on the web because I was bored, right? And the spider ate the Fruit Loop.
And you became friends?
So I put 2 more on there, and then I started doing that. I would give him some of my cereal every morning.
And he
Right?
would murder you.
And the spider
Well-
was like, "Did we just become best friends?"
Yep. And then we did karate and shit. But no, then the big hurricane. What was the big hurricane that hit back in the early
Katrina.
2000s?
Floyd.
Yeah. Then Floyd came and
Oh no.
he was
It was
gone
hard to
after
breathe.
that because he was not
Oh, Floyd.
he did not survive Hurricane
Aw.
Floyd. And I wasn't letting him in the house. I mean, we were bros, but we weren't those kind of bros.
We were outside bros. My
Yeah.
fire leg tarantula tried to attack water.
That sounds
So it's
like someone-
autistic?
Is this somebody tripping on something? Because that sounds like a very weird fire leg tarantula. Is that a real species of tarantula?
I don't know. Google it.
Is fire
Okay,
leg
but-
tarantula like code for your
How do we
privates?
tell Bryce and Jessica apart? Are we talking about how Jessica Chastain sort of looks like the not thick version of Bryce Dallas Howard?
So much so that Bryce Howard's dad went up to her, talking to her in a store at a mall one time, thinking it was his daughter.
Okay, yeah, but Bryce Dallas Howard has been thick for like 15 years, so it's easy to tell them apart now. So
I think so now.
yeah, she's grown into being a little bit different than Jessica Chastain. Jessica Chastain is stuck with the like sickly skinny side.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh man, I actually wanted to share this and ask you because you weren't on the show, and I thought this would be a fun question for you. Did you see for the new NCAA college football?
Yeah.
They are going to pay the teams based on usage.
No.
Yeah, they are going to. So here it is. EA will pay schools featured in EA college football based on how often the teams are used in gameplay.
That's insane.
So like you could be the difference for some small little mid-major getting a check.
That
UTSA
is-
is going to get nickels.
I was gonna say that is an interesting way to do it, but also there's a lot of schools that are gonna get fucked on that one.
Yeah.
Like really fucked.
See, but I feel like it's fair though, because I mean, if you're EA, right, and you're paying for that license, you're doing it for the Alabamas, you're doing it for the Texas.
Mm-hmm. It
You're
makes
not-
sense though. So why should a UTEP get paid this as much as UT?
I mean, when Arch Manning leads Texas to their
He will.
to their national championship next season, that team is by the way, gonna get played so many times. They're gonna get the big fat check from EA Sports,
As they should.
as they should.
And Arch Manning is going to fall. He's going to have a Shador type fall to the Cowboys.
I mean, I think he said he's not even coming out next year.
Oh,
He's gonna no. None of the Mannings have ever come out early. He's doing his full 4.
you think?
Yeah, he's getting paid already. If
True.
you're Arch Manning and you are knee deep in Texas co-ed,
Go on.
extracurriculars, and you're getting paid. What is he getting paid? Like $8 million already?
That is true.
I mean, why are you gonna rush out to like? What are we gonna do? I'm Arch Manning. I'm gonna be a top 5 pick, even if I sucked anyway. So, plus I'm very hopeful Jackson Dart turns things around for the Giants.
Oh my God. By the way, we've lost Slender.
He's still got the straw hat, which is, by the way, summer appropriate for him to wear right now. It is seasonally okay. If you want to know when not to wear a straw hat, after the Ascendant Art podcast tonight, go back to Mad's new channel and listen to Madapap, a most recent episode about the straw hat riots, and you'll know when not to wear a straw hat.
Yeah, that's right. 1922 was not a year to be a straw hatter.
And you'll be able to watch, when you watch the replay, you'll be able to see Slender go through various iterations of straw hat wearing Slender Dad, which is one of the new highlights of that show. The real-time avatar changes that we get.
I think the best was the beaver one.
The Beaver Island. Yeah.
Yeah, I got pretty crazy with that one. I used up all my AI generated images for the day on that one. Eventually I had to stop because it was like, you've hit your limit. You can't use anymore.
That's funny.
Did you guys see the Spaceballs 2 announcement?
I heard about it. I didn't see it.
We talked a little bit about like the director and stuff, but this, I actually thought the announcement was fairly funny. They did it as the like just the scroll. Better mute that in case it's movie copyright. Yeah, he's like, this is 38 years ago. There was only one Star Wars trilogy, but since then we've had a prequel trilogy, a sequel trilogy, a sequel to the prequel, a prequel to the sequel, countless TV spin-offs, a movie spin-off of the TV spin-off, which is both a prequel and a sequel, not to mention 2 Dunes, 7 Jurassic Parks, 2 Avatars, plus 3 upcoming Avatars, making 5 Avatars, 36 MCU movies with 2 different Robert Downey Jr.'s, DCU Attempt 1, DCU Attempt 2, an animated Lion King, a live-action animated Lion King, a live-action animated Lion King prequel, 8 Harry Potter movies, a TV series remake of the same Harry Potter movies, a whole streaming service of Star Trek, 7 Alien movies, 2 of which were also Predator movies, not to be mistaken for the 6 Predator movies that are not also Alien movies, 1 Prometheus, which is kind of an Alien movie, 4 Beetle movies, and Oppenheimer. But there's only been 1 Spaceballs. Which
That's pretty fucking good.
I mean, it's easy. That's like low-hanging fruit to dunk on all that. But when they say it,
it's done now. It's done well.
You know, when you see it like that highlighted was like, there's been 8 like Alien movies, 2 of which were also Predator movies, but not to be counted against the 6 Predator movies that have happened. Oh,
so I'm getting ready to upset some people with my next comment, but Spaceballs doesn't hold up. And it is inferior, I mean, significantly the inferior movie compared to Men in
You're
Tights.
going to say Robin Hood Men in Tights, aren't you?
Yeah.
I knew that was coming.
Tried to rewatch it, couldn't even make it through the first 15 minutes of Spaceballs. Immediately went to watch Men in Tights, fucking loved it. Watched it 2 or 3 times since.
It doesn't look Drewish. Yeah, that's one.
And I think that people that say that they love Spaceballs, sorry, Josh, I know you just commented this, but I don't mean you specifically. But for people who say they love Spaceballs, I think they love the memories of Spaceball.
Are you saying there's nostalgia glasses?
Heavy.
Like heavy on that one?
Heavy.
I mean, there are some funny, really good lines in Spaceballs.
Sure.
And also they're lines that I didn't get and understand when I watched when I was young, so it's not really nostalgia glasses when I hear Rick Moranis lean over and say, "I bet she gives good helmet." It makes me
again, isolated, those are great moments. But I think it's an inferior film.
Yeah. I did not understand the racial connotations of the joke when I just thought, oh, it's funny. Look, they're combing the desert because you're a kid. And then as you get older, you're like, oh, okay. Now I get the joke. But I can see why some of the jokes are dated because they are very 80s kind of references. Mr. Coffee, the video store. I mean, if you're a kid now and you watch Spaceballs and they're going to the video store, it's not going to hold up, that joke. That whole, like, that entire sequence doesn't hold up.
Okay, I had to run back again. I agree with Mad to an
Boom.
extent.
Nope.
I think the movie
Don't need to.
doesn't hold up nearly as well as Robin Hood Men in Tights, but it's still a good watch.
I'll tell you which one does hold up even better is History of the World Part 1.
What about part 2?
Because they never made Part 2.
Yes, they did.
Until now.
Oh, wait, they did that Hulu
Yeah,
bullshit
I
one.
haven't seen it.
I haven't even watched that. Oh yeah, the chest burster scene at the end of Spaceballs is still pretty funny. That they actually got John hurt, and he's like, "Oh no, not again." Yeah, we moved on sports ball pretty quick. All right, let's.
I was gonna say I left so you guys could talk more about sports ball, and then you,
Yeah,
you
we're
went
done.
into
Off
you
No,
went into
no,
Spaceballs.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna keep the rest of our sports ball talk for Matapat, where he does it at the beginning of the show.
Mhm.
Yeah, History of the World Part 2, I haven't even bothered watching, but the first one is pretty funny. It holds
Yeah, I
up
get it.
because they're situational comedies. You know, like not comedy, but the comedy is inherent based on the situation, not references. That's where you gotta watch. Like, if you go back and watch a lot of Family Guy, they're so knee deep in making like pop culture references of the moment, they age terribly.
Yes.
Whereas a show like American Dad, which is the comedy
I'm
is
a big
based on
fan.
the situation,
I
they hold
love
up
the
really
Christmas. I love their
well.
battles with Santa.
Santa, like when they're up in the mountains.
Yes,
Yeah.
in the trailer.
And Matt is like, I think that's what Slender's house must be like. You're just out there brewing moonshine. Santa Claus, that son bitch.
I love the Antichrist ones.
Oh, I told you I'm gonna get. I think, were you here when I showed it? No, you weren't. I showed Brahma, and I think it was comics. They had never seen it. I was like, the funniest line delivery I've ever heard was, "I guess I picked a whole bouquet of oopsie daisies." And they're like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "It was from American Dad. It was like the Rapture episode."
Yeah, the Rapture episode.
They're
so
going
good.
to kill the Antichrist. They're in an elevator, and Stan is like, "What's the Antichrist look like?" Jesus says, "You'll know him when you see him." The elevator door opens, and you see this creepy Damien from The Omen looking kid with the like sunken eyes and holding balloons, and he just shoots him point blank with the shotgun. Is like, "Job's done." And Jesus is like, "Oh my God, no! There's a school nearby. They come here and play." And Stan just goes, "I guess I picked a whole bouquet of oopsie daisies." And it just cracks me up.
Oh, it's so good. I made Shredder watch it not that long ago, actually, because I was just like going through the best episodes of American Dad. It's so much better than Family Guy. It's not even close.
I'm Robbie the Raptor, here to tell you about the rapture.
Yes, dude. Shredder, shit. Shredder loved.
Way to go!
Uh,
Tell her this is what happens when you don't get your medicine.
yeah. No, but Shredder, yeah, she loved Rapture the Raptor.
Robbie the Raptor.
Yeah.
Robbie the Raptor. I love Stan. "It's all your fault, woman. You made me do something in church that I never should have done." What was it? They had the special guy from like the janitor, and she was like, "It's okay, let him watch." I like Francine is low key my favorite character on American Dad. She's hilarious. Like when she just makes these insane callbacks to her crazy youth, where she would do.
No,
That
Steve's
and
my favorite.
Steve
man.
is Scott Grimes is
Amazing.
I'm waiting
Beautiful
for
voice.
I've shown my wife I think it was the
Damn.
clips from the Orville where he was duetting with Leighton Meester.
Oh,
And
right.
I was like, you may not recognize it immediately, but that's Steve from American Dad.
Yeah.
And she waited a second, and then she closed her eyes and she's like, "Oh my God, I hear it now." She's-
Damn, if that was my mama.
I know.
His D'Angelo video for Is she not hot enough for you? Is phenomenal. I listened to it unironically.
I love when he did Trapped in the Closet.
Yes, it's some of the best.
I swear, and Matt, tell me if this is not a brilliant idea. I think I've told you before. Somebody with a good voice for like R&B needs to just go back and re-record R. Kelly's catalog. Because right now they don't play him all on radio because of R. Kelly.
Why?
I don't know.
You do
Because he had Diddy parties before it was a thing.
That's not fair. You pee on one teenager, and now all of a sudden
You marry
you're P.
Aaliyah
Diddy.
before she's anywhere even a teenager. He's
Oh yeah, I
like,
forgot about that part.
Aaliyah, I'll marry you. How old are you, right? You're 14, right? We'll
Oh,
keep
boy.
it secret. It's okay.
Oh boy.
He's not a great, but you re-record it. I would like, you could do a whole album called like Taking It Back, where you just re-record music
Oh,
from people who
nice
have been
title.
canceled. You know, like you could do like, because these are banger. Like Believe I Can Fly was huge. It was it was
Gotham
they
City.
played it all the way. Gotham City. Like you could, who else you could do? You could do, I mean, if you wanted to re-record any of Diddy's stuff, you could, but I don't think you need to. He was never good enough on his own. But you could do R. Kelly's stuff. What other people have been canceled? Basically, you were like, you could name your like record label Canceled Album Records.
Yeah.
And just re-record so that people could feel okay. It's like when Taylor did her versions of all her songs. Bring it back. Oh yeah, redo Fat Albert without Bill Cosby. Like, hey, no pills going in drinks today.
Yeah, you could remake all of Weinstein's movies.
Yep. That's what I mean. There's a whole genre right now to take advantage of people not wanting to give any money, quote unquote, to the bad people. Because R. Kelly, man, it's easy to forget how popular
Ignition?
those songs were.
Oh,
The
remix?
remix, although that song was never the same after Chappelle just crushed with the parody.
Okay, yeah. Drip, drip, drip.
Here's the remix. I'm gonna poop on. Oh my god. Oh man, that Dave Chappelle was so good.
Oh, Booty by R. Kelly. That's a good one.
I still like I never see Trapped in the Closet played in its entirety. It's like a 40-minute thing. Did you watch that when it was premiering?
No, not when it premiered.
I saw like they made a big to do about it. I was like, I don't know, I'm gonna skip. And then everybody started talking. This is, you know, the early like thing, something going viral about how like batshit crazy Trapped
Yeah.
in the Closet was. And then you went back and you're like, how long is this shit? Like,
It's like a fucking movie.
it is. It's like, it's not even a short movie either. It's like an
No.
hour and a half movie. And then I pulled out my gun.
Yeah.
And so yeah, circling back, Steve
From Family
American
Guy.
Dad,
American Dad, yeah.
does like a version of it, and it's spot on. So
It's
great.
so good.
And with Principal Lewis coming in playing the,
Yeah.
and then I pulled out my gun,
Yeah.
and then it was Snot's mom, and she was like,
No,
"No."
it's so good. You have to watch it. Even if you don't watch the whole episode, just Google on YouTube, Steve, American Dad, trapped in a closet, trapped in a locker.
You think they copyright claim that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you're not gonna get away with that here.
I kind of want to just play.
I know
a
how
second of it.
tempted. I know how tempted. No. We'll get somebody to drop the
All
link.
All right, you're right. I gotta be better. Don't want to risk monetization on our channel. By the way, everybody, like, subscribe, share, do whatever you can to get those viewers in. All right. So Spaceballs, the scroll was funny. So the scroll was good. right.
Yeah. Don't know how it's
So-
going to turn out, but good start.
I like how they're ignoring that they did an animated TV show 20 years ago.
Oh, I didn't know.
And they had the entire original cast coming back and doing the voices. And they're like, nope, that didn't happen. It was on G4. That's why they don't even have to acknowledge it. Why?
They shouldn't acknowledge it. G4 kind of burned every bridge when they came back with Frost.
Ugh.
Oh no, what happened?
She had a lot of problems with the men folk. I guess she felt that the show coming back was a perfect opportunity to air all her grievances with the men folk.
Apparently, it was Festivus for her. All right. So, have you been able to play? I know that did you hop on another server or did you not play Dune Awakening yet?
I played it a little bit. I was on there the other night, remember?
I'm talking about. So we want to. This is something we're trying to verify if it was a glitch.
No, I've confirmed that he wasn't on another server. It's just the server listings were weird. Because
Yeah,
it
no,
said
I'm
you
not
were
on
on a
another
server
server.
called Sand Otters.
What?
And I was like, I had to reach out to Smokey. I'm like, is this you?
Sand otters? That sounds like. Isn't that a gay term?
It might
Otters?
be. It might be.
I feel like it is.
I know there's another one with sand that we're definitely not.
See, I didn't go that route with it. Like I didn't go to it must be a gay thing. But now that you went there, I think you might have been on the server. I'm starting to come back around to maybe you were on that server.
Nah, bro, I wasn't, man. I haven't
All
played other than that little bit I played the other night with you guys.
So we also finally figured out how to become friends with someone in the game, man. So we'll have to show you that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you have to actually physically see them in front of you.
Oh, do you? Oh, okay.
All right, so this is
Which is not easy when the sandworms are climbing up onto the mountains.
What?
Oh my god! Last night the glitch. Me and Slender were playing, and the sandworms were going through. You know how you have those places where you can cut the seal to go in,
Yeah, yeah.
like in the caves. A sandworm went through and ate me in one of those caves,
Shut up.
and I was like, "Fuck! I lost all my shit."
Yep. Same thing happened to me. I was cruising through the desert on my little sand bike, and then I'm like, all right, cool.
Oh,
I made it
by
to
the way, Rip
I
Brian
made it
Wilson.
to the rocks, so I'm good. So I start carving up some copper, and then I look, and there's a sandworm just barreling toward me, and I'm like, oh, let me run off to the side. There's this giant rock here. Came right through the rock and ate me.
Oh, it's mad. That's crazy. It's like Tremors.
Yeah, I was like, I think I'm done for the night because that's
Yeah.
not supposed to happen.
Oh wait, hold on, Mad. You're gonna want to see this breaking news.
Beep-doop, 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 beep-doop.
Former Pittsburgh wide receiver Antonio Brown
Yeah.
charged with attempted murder.
Yeah, I did see this. I did see
What the-
why. No, I
here
mean,
we
I
go.
know why he got charged because he tried to kill more. He tried to murder someone. I don't know the specifics of it.
Cell phone video obtained from the social media showed Mr. Brown with a firearm in his hand advancing towards Mr. Nantambu on the outside sidewalk. The video captures two shots which occur as Mr. Brown is within several feet of him. So he fired twice.
Damn.
He was like Slender in the cop game you guys used to play. Just
You always
off
double
rounds.
tap.
Brown's claim is that he was jumped by Nantambu trying to steal his jewelry, so he's saying self-defense.
That's gonna be really hard to prove if there's no self-defense happening in the video.
He
Yeah.
hashtagged love from the Middle East along with a
Ash-
video of him on a bicycle. What the bro? At least his CT has been hilarious.
Oh, you didn't see during like the last election cycle where he was posting Cracker of the Day? He was
Oh, boy.
Antonio Brown went knee deep into supporting Trump, so he started posting what he called his Cracker of the Day for any white dude who was helping Trump out. So it was funny. So yeah, 20. So interesting. Breaking news: Antonio Brown in trouble. So
Breaking news.
that's terrible.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
All right,
You
now
guys are
back
getting-
to Dune.
Oh, okay.
Getting ready. What?
To talk about the Switch. I know y'all usually talk about the Switch.
Switch 2, like the
Yeah.
video game system? Well,
Yeah.
only because it came out like last week.
Well, yeah, I was gonna have a smoke when y'all did that.
Oh no, I mean we've moved on from that. I'm sure some people are really enjoying Mario Kart, and that's good for them. We're gonna talk about Dune.
I just don't care.
Eventually, like 3 years from now, I might upgrade, but maybe not.
I will start to consider giving a shit about a Switch 2 when there's a Legend of Zelda title that I want to play.
To be
Up
a
until that
jewelry
point,
like
it doesn't
Mr.
really
T. All right, so Dune is putting up
Miss
decent
First.
numbers. Was it players right now? 126,000, of which 120,000 are waiting to connect to their server.
Has that been an issue? Has there been a lot of issues?
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
I'll
if-
let Slender break it down for you.
I let you guys got really excited and y'all pre-ordered and everything, but the reason I was so reticent to get the game in the first place was because Funcom fucks up every launch they've ever done. Like Conan was an absolute shit show for the first 2 weeks to a month. And their
Longer
games are
than.
really good. Like I thoroughly enjoy the mechanics and the way the games play and everything else, but you don't want to be playing them at launch. And this one's been about typical.
So I haven't
MMO
missed too
is an
much then.
absolute shit show.
No.
You've missed like 4 patches and 3 server maintenances where they had to take the game offline. They just did one. I messaged Slender. I was going to pop in before the show tonight, and they were like, "Nope, we're taking all the servers down at 6:30 Eastern for about an hour and a half to do some maintenance, and you'll need to patch your game before you can log back in and play because
Good Lord.
there's a hotfix patch that has to be installed."
They've been having there's some kind of memory leak in almost all the servers right now. Like me and Chad were trying to just fucking
Later,
find
Josh.
each other last night, and like I had to reset the server about every hour because after about 30 minutes to an hour, the ping would just go from like 40 to 100 to 400 to 700. And
Jeez.
you just keep losing the server, losing connection. And then you'd end up just out in the middle of the desert dead.
Okay,
And-
cool. So it's been a good time for me to be off my meds.
Yeah. And they did some patching overnight, and now they haven't exactly fixed it. It's better. Now it'll go about 4 to 6 hours before that happens, but that will happen again. And then you have to reset the server again. And they're still pushing it. PC.
Isn't it on Xbox and PlayStation as well?
I don't
I don't know.
think
I
it
don't
is.
own a
Let's
PS5
see.
or have any desire to own a
I
PS5.
don't believe so.
I could be wrong.
I don't know on that one, but Slender, you know you guys were just talking about the Switch 2?
Oh wait,
Yeah.
it's on Xbox.
They're
Told you.
already finding exploits.
Oh yeah, you told me that the other day.
Did I?
Yeah.
Huh.
I
They're
think we
already
talked
finding
about it
user
during a
exploits to put
repo.
custom firmware on there.
Yeah, I think we talked about it during a repo
Oh,
play.
let's see. Optimize. Why doesn't it's not giving me the option to buy it? So maybe it isn't.
What are you talking about?
I'm looking at Dune Awakening for if it's on Xbox.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I've-
check now on my actual Xbox.
Yeah, I don't want to play Dune Awakening on the Xbox anyway.
PlayStation Store. Add to wish list. Doesn't look like it's actually release date to be determined. So it looks like it's eventually going to come to console, just not now.
Mhm.
Hey, 70s.
Hey,
thanks
guys.
for showing up.
It feels like we're missing someone.
He's
Not
busy
anyone
with-
important.
Is it the bald guy?
Maybe.
Somebody I don't care about.
It's all right. He's got to make sure he's visiting with family to make sure they're still okay with him having his bro sleepover.
I didn't know that he had a choice.
That Quarter Black is 100% not showing up to.
He said he is.
Which is why I'm wondering the way he was equivocating in that stream on the chat with you trying to shame him makes me think he's not.
Bro sleepover sounds very suspect.
It's
There-
only
there's a lot of
suspect.
sussiness in there.
Sleeping in the same room
Hopefully
On
they'll
the
get the
floor.
air
I'm
conditioning up
giving
to Mad's level.
It is. I was there. Remember? Oh yeah, it's on PC, PS5, Xbox. Jesus, Divinia did what y'all couldn't do in forever.
I
This
don't
the
think
Dune
it's
game?
I don't think it's released yet for PS5 or Xbox. I think it's coming.
But yeah, no, I'm even giving Quarter Black a quarter of the bed.
Yeah.
And he'll just give you a quarter of the tip.
No, you should give him 3/4 of a bed. Only the quarter black bit doesn't get a bed. Only the white
It's
bits
okay.
are allowed
Matt's
on the
like,
bed.
it's okay. I have a card for a quarter of you.
No, I'm gonna give him the bed. I'll take the couch. The couch was comfortable. I slept down the last time because you know how fancy people are with their sheets and stuff. And there was 100 pillows on the bed. I'm like, how am I supposed to rearrange this? I was a little drunk
No,
that
what's
first
the
night.
point of all those pillows? What are they for?
Yeah, I didn't want to try to figure out the pattern
Which
the
is
next
the actual
morning.
pillow you're supposed to use? Oh my god, you used that wrong pillow. That's a
No.
cushion, not a pillow.
They're all drenched in your drool. What? No, that's not drool.
It's
No,
not
wait, it
droll.
is.
Was that John Denver song? You came on my pillow. You came on my pillow.
No.
I'm not familiar
I
with
don't
this
know
song.
that John
Nuh-uh.
Denver ever did that song. What is,
Oh, that was a Monty Python mistake of it.
I feel like that would probably be more, that would have been disturbing.
Would have been. It was.
BRB.
So is this Dune? The game Dune?
Yeah,
Dune?
so Dune Awakenings.
Dune. Okay.
It's if you ever played Conan,
It's
I
basically
meant it never
Conan.
did.
it's like a survival open kind of semi-open world.
A lot more
building.
emphasis on water.
Is it got girl
Yes.
boss in it? Is it girl bossed?
It's a new mouse.
It's a new mess.
I don't think it's girl bossed. I haven't
Um,
really run into any female characters in this game. The only character you really talk to is the guy who
And that's a
think-
dude.
shot you at the beginning.
And then he becomes your best friend.
Then he's your
Of
bro.
course.
Because
Yeah,
he's like,
he's-
dude, this guy's definitely the chosen one.
Mad
Now,
would know
you
all
can-
about that. The people
you can
that
make
used
your
to shite
character male or female, so that I mean you can do that.
anything in between.
They didn't
I don't-
really have an
I
in
don't think
between.
there were
It
options
was
for that.
it was kind of a shockingly binary choice. If you're gonna
What?
do
Get this game banned immediately.
you had 3 male body types that you could use and like 3 female body types, and then you could start tweaking once you went with one of the defaults.
Oh shit. But it's a survival game.
Yeah, I mean you have to build a like a compound. You have to collect materials.
Water.
Yeah, if you like the base building in Conan, for anyone who's listening that played Conan, this game actually takes the base building a little beyond what Conan was capable of.
Oh shit.
You can make some crazy bases. And if you're like Mad, it's still gonna look like shit no matter what.
Mad's building was a little bit. I saw it. It was.
Mad will make sure it has the required number of pillows in it though.
No,
I don't know
No, you
because
won't.
Mad, did you not put a roof on your one base too? By the way, I just dropped
think
right
he's
in and was
gone.
looking around at all your stuff.
He's muted.
Yeah. Oh, he's muted. Okay.
Matt's had like 4 bases too. He like starts building one, then he's like, nah, I don't want to build this, and then he just fucking leaves or something. Because I've found like husks of his buildings all over the place.
That explains. I was like, this Slender only had 2. He said, and I was like, this one's mine. But I am finding compounds like all over the place.
Yeah.
Are there other people in the game or is it just you?
It
Well,
should
that's
just
another
be
point.
us.
So Slender set up a private server so that the only human players are people who have the login credentials to join.
Wait, so you're saying a guy from Texas is building compounds?
Not very well and not very efficiently and not completely. He never puts a roof on it. I've broken into several where all you have to do is climb up the wall and
So
drop
he's a
in.
roofist.
Oh yeah, I stole a bunch of his shit.
Yeah, he didn't secure. That's right. Who? What are you? We were saying, Mad, that you do not put roofs on your compounds you. We are talking about you because there's the only people in this server right now are Slender, myself, and you.
And I
Mine
will
has a
never
roof
be.
and is I actually opened it up so Slender could go in the other day. So the permissions are there because, it's public. I said immediately that Mad would come in to try to steal my shit once he finds my place. I almost rethought making it a public access building.
And I've relocated everything to a base across the desert in a place that is almost impossible to get to. So
Hold on, this is
So,
the
like
best
your real
sequence.
life
Look,
house.
look at Mad. I got a roof on it, or I ran out of materials before I could finish it.
it was that one.
It
It was that second one.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Considering, again,
You had
doesn't
lots
read
of.
messages.
I don't understand, by the way, too, because you had like 4 levels to this thing. So how you didn't have enough materials to just put a roof on? You're still
it was 4
building with.
levels.
He's still building with rock imp right outside his
I have
compound.
no
Was
idea
like
how the
giant boulders.
game works. So I could care less if he's building with brick, rock, or straw.
Yeah, little pig, little pig. All right, so the game, what is this? 126 right now.
Mm-hmm.
24-hour peak 137. All-time peak was just 3 days ago. The game has got good numbers for a launch for as many issues as it's had with the servers.
It's a good game. I'm not faulting it for that. It's just, oh boy, they got a lot of work to do. They did not ship a finished product.
From what I'm seeing, though, too, people are saying it's good, but it's not going to have the same staying power Conan had.
I don't know why they would say that.
I don't know that I did.
There's not as
agree or
much
disagree
lore
with
that they
that.
can go to that's easily transferable to a video game. I knew you were going to say something, Chad, so I was going to quantify it.
No, but I don't understand why it would not be easily transferable. Dune's lore is sci-fi action.
But how much lore do you need in a survival game?
I'll tell you right now, they're weird gravity fucking belts. Like the idea that
Suspensor
those,
belts.
yeah, the idea that those are used and you can jump off cliffs and it'll slow you down when you get going too fast, so you don't take any fall damage. Like that is
Right.
great incorporation of the lore.
Well, it is, but then there's no story because there's no interaction with other characters.
Oh, no,
therefore,
no,
you
there
don't
is
There's
need lore.
story.
multiple books.
Yes. No,
No.
all right, so 70s, yes,
I
there
mean
is
the game.
story. You don't interact with other people unless you're on a public server. But in the
Oh,
game,
okay.
you do have missions that drop
Oh, you do,
lore.
right? Sorry, I
You
thought it
have
was just
like
pure survival.
no,
Yeah.
in the as part of it, you're doing there's a mission tree for the planetary ecologist. There's a mission tree with a former noble's house who fell to the Harkonnens and Atreides during the war.
Right,
I mean,
so it is taking from the books, and you are doing missions. Okay.
yeah, so the premise of Dune Awakening is that it's an alternate timeline, and the opening scene is Paul voicing over that, because he's the Kwisatz Haderach, he sees all these different possibilities of what could have been and what is and what was. And this is the possibility where Jessica had the daughter she was supposed to with Duke Leto instead of having Paul. And because Jessica followed the rules with the Bene Gesserit, she got full truth sayers training and figured out that Yui was a plant, and so Atreides didn't fall to the Harkonnens when like they did in the first book, and instead the Emperor had to come out as to take out the Atreides. So it was the Sardaukar in person. So it was a whole different branching story. No
see.
Paul this time. So there's no Paul. There's no Kwisatz Haderach right now.
Right.
So you are basically a Bene Gesserit agent initially, sent down to Arrakis to
That
try
sounds
to.
more
Which is
interesting than
honestly-
just survival. Yeah.
Yeah, it's honestly the best way to do a game like this. They I don't think they did it as well with Conan. I think this is actually could have more legs because of this, but they're staying completely away from the story, but they're using the Dune lore. Which that's the best way to do it, because then nobody can be like, well, that's not how the story was. Just use the lore, dude. Use the lore and don't use the story, because then none of the nerds can get too pissed off.
And they've already announced if you look, like there's a season pass, right? You can get it. And so the upcoming season pass content, there's going to be a Water Wars DLC where it's water traders start basically like an Old West style, feud fight that you're going to be involved in. There's one, I'm trying to look at the list here. Steam usually shows you what's in the.
Yeah. And remember, when they do that, they'll probably fuck up the servers again. It'll be, don't get it for a couple of weeks.
Where's the Dune Awakening season pass?
It'll be the
here it
Water
is.
Wars where like somebody's like, dry land is not a myth. I've seen it.
All right,
Was
so
that a
here's what-
Waterworld reference?
Yes,
It was. And it was a good one.
All right, so here's what you get with the season pass. Like, the first you get cosmetics, but who gives a shit?
And you
This
get
is
a large black double-ended dildo.
Yeah, so the first one is a Lost Harvester, and they're using the same aesthetic as the movies where they've got the giant, like, blimp attachments to move them. So this is Standard Harvester, Desperate Crew, Secret's been buried for over 10,000 years. So you're going to get a storyline where you get lore from rescuing a harvester. Raiders of Broken Land. So you're going to basically be fighting raiders. Waterless Life, water shipper families are at war fighting for control of the polar caps, which we haven't even seen on the map that we've had. So the map's going to expand to add that. I mean,
They did something similar with Conan. The original map was much smaller. It got bigger as time progressed. Again,
Yes.
good way to do it, in my opinion.
So Tank Girl, yeah, a little bit. Dr. Anonymous colleague, I was talking about Tank Girl the other day.
She wasn't.
Did she think it was?
Are you saying she's a liar?
She wasn't talking about Tank Girl to me.
What, she only allowed
Did she
to talk
only
to you?
talk to you?
Yeah, maybe she has friends, Matt. I know
She's
you
not
wouldn't
allowed
know
to
what
talk
that's
to
like.
anyone else? Okay.
Matt is like, Shredder doesn't have friends. She has spiders that haunt her in the night.
Spider.
Is this like a metaphor? Was there not actually a spider and she was just lonely and wanted to talk to you? Did you see it? Did you actually like
I
kill
killed
Was
it.
it real there? Okay.
I killed it.
Or
You're
were you
evil.
just playing into her delusion?
I killed it.
Was there really a spider?
Did you have to shoot it, though?
I
You
want the
could have
truth,
just squashed
Matt.
it.
I want the truth.
I was gonna shoot it with, but I got to get more CO2.
Did you order the code red?
You damn right I did.
I was thinking Mountain Dew. I was like, what? Why would I order like through DoorDash?
It's been a long time since I had Code Red. I don't know. I think I read a story. They were one of the ones that used that red dye. You shouldn't.
Yeah,
It
I
always
liked the
tasted like
slice
LSD
red
to
back
me.
in the day, but the big problem with it was if you got that in the carpet, it was never coming out. Ever.
I like Pepsi Crystal.
They
Pepsi
haven't
Crystal
made that in
Meth.
decades.
That was a
Pepsi
thing.
Cristal.
Pepsi Cristal.
I still say the Code Red tastes like LSD.
Not
I
to
wouldn't
you, Matt,
know.
to my Aussie friends because of the weird kangaroo shit in there.
LSD
She
can
has
taste
friends
whatever you
who are
want it.
Australian, Matt, that you don't know about.
LSD has a metallic
Sure.
aftertaste.
I know you have Australian friends
I do.
who you can talk with in their native accent.
I can. That's why they're my friends.
I don't
They
know
have
if
a lot of
Dr.
respect for
Anonymous-
Mad because he sounds like one of them.
Yep. Oi, mate.
Nobody really liked Pepsi. It was Crystal Pepsi, by the way. Okay, it was just cool because it was clear.
It sounds disgusting.
Pepsi
No.
tried that
Was.
again, like about 10 years after Crystal Pepsi. They did the Pepsi Blue, where it was that electric blue, like berry cola that they put out, and it was terrible.
They should just have one that's called Pepsi Blows.
Gross. You would, Eric Myers.
I miss the
Holy
holiday
spice. Scary Spice. Pepsi Scary Spice.
Pepsi is just inferior Coca-Cola.
It
I don't
is,
know why
it's
anybody.
Pepsi's
It's too
Dr.
sweet.
Pepper is the greatest. It's Texas.
It's Coca-Cola.
No,
Yes.
no.
For once, I'm actually gonna have to agree with Mad.
Boom. Even Buffalo, they know what's up.
Oh, fuck off with that.
I prefer root beer.
You know, I would actually leave a mailbag about that, but you hear it go, yeah, that's Amp.
No, you should just do it as
Just do a
yourself.
voice.
Yeah, no, don't do whatever. Anything.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Because you are a beautiful and unique
Yeah,
person.
but if I do it, it's really gonna insult Chad. Because I'd be
How-
pulling the fake Italian New Yorker.
New
Know,
Jersey.
The guy on the corner named Vinny. You know, he's not too happy about you mixing up Buffalo and New York City. He's gonna wrap a fucking wrench around your head. You keep it up.
Buffalo
That's
is
pretty
almost
bad.
Canada. I mean, it's practically Canada.
Practically is, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it?
You can.
Did you ever
spit
see
across
that?
the border.
I shared this with a friend of mine who's a Dolphins fan. Mad will get it, but it was basically like all this stuff that's wrong with modern society can be traced back to the Buffalo Bills. It was like one game that led them to getting the higher draft pick, so they got OJ Simpson. So OJ Simpson played in Buffalo, got 2,000 yards, and was super famous. So he married Nicole Brown. Had this stuff happen. Had a friend who was named Kardashian that he hired as a lawyer. So all of the modern Kardashians, it all traces back to the Buffalo Bills being
For the downfall of civilization as we know it.
I think that's taking it a little too far. Everybody knows it's probably the Cowboys.
Look, I've been to
I-
Buffalo. It is the downfall
I'll say
of
this.
civilization.
I don't know what John Kelly did to our Lord, but God hates that man.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
loses
not
4 Super Bowls, then his kids get like struck down with the worst
diseases no one's even heard of before.
Should get
Like
the
God
credit.
made up new shit to torment him.
I mean, God hates us all, but that's besides the point.
No, here we go.
You know, Imp, I feel like that's not the message that's really in the books at all.
Well, not the new ones.
Oh, even the old ones. He doesn't
Sorry,
hate
sorry, we're
everybody.
talking about the Dune books again, or some other books?
Well, they're very similar, and about it's guys in a desert who hear voices.
That's right. Yeah.
And if Pepsi is a sponsor, we love Pepsi. I would love. I want
yeah,
Mads
Jim Kelly.
channel.
My bad. Jesus Christ. Jim Kelly, not John Kelly.
I want Mad's channel to get monetized and get big enough for him to have to do sponsor reads, just to hear how bad it goes, and how it becomes a bit with him reading them terribly.
So which one would he get? NordVPN?
Oh yeah, so like say he's.
I've had sponsored offers.
So Matt is gonna be like, Factor, they will bring you food and shit.
You
Well,
have
I-
sponsor
I-
offers? I want to
Yes.
hear this story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had a few. I had one. It was they
It
would
was
take
from
your
Dr. Anonymous colleague.
no, for real.
Grindr.
They I forgot what they were called, but they would take your favorite movies, right, and the best scenes, but have it in like a slice, and then have the entire movie in these slices of the scenes from the movie as a painting on like a on a paint board. What do they call those things?
Are you talking about
No,
are
the
you talking-
canvas. Yeah,
are you
but
talking
you
about,
couldn't
like,
make out what the fuck the movie even was.
It's not displayed, right? Where it's
No,
the metal
those are
ones.
actually metal.
No, it wasn't that. This was I forgot what it was called. I have to look it up.
Eric Myers. Today's Matapat brought to you by Manscaped.
Manscaped, get your mans on.
You
Get
guys
your
ever
man
heard
on.
Jim Norton
Get
freaking-
your
Yeah,
man
you
on.
shave your balls.
Get your man on that dick.
Shave
Sorry.
somebody's balls.
No, that's a Jim Norton reference right there.
Because he'll do ad reads, be like, yeah, so there's this product, da, da, da. Yeah, it's okay. And that's the ad read.
That's not a bad ad read, though.
Matt'll
think
Matt'll
World
be
of
like,
Tanks or something.
I got a new mouse for Shredda. It's a good mouse. It's made by what's this company's name? Logi. It's made by Logi Tech.
Logi.
Logi Tech.
Logi.
Logi Tech is where your go-to mouse needs are.
Full Assassin's right. It would be Raid Shadow Legends. That's the one.
Yeah. Oh, the idea of Mad having to pull up like a gotcha style game thing where he's got to tell you what the player
World
of the
of
month is.
Tanks. World of
like,
Tanks.
is like this time you'll have the newest player characters, the Hot Girl 1 and Hot Girl 2 and Anime Cat Girl 3. As a weebologist, I can tell you that'll be the most popular.
I think it would be possibly be selling male supplements.
You know, if you're gonna play this game, just be honest with yourself and go look up some inappropriate material. On
You guys
on
act
a
like I
private
didn't have
tab.
red gun tea.
What?
I thought you were a shareholder in that company.
That I can still promote it. Red gun
He
tea
is
is the
the
most conservative
shareholder.
tea on the market.
Red Gun Tea is also sponsoring the No Kings protest tomorrow.
Oh no, it's not.
Oh yes, it is.
Oh boy.
Got to get that brand wreck out there. Got to get that brand wreck.
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Conservatives don't drink enough tea. We're trying to expand our offerings.
Red gun tea, pew pew. What the?
Wait, do I still hope you have the sounds isolated from when they made the gun sounds.
Pew pew.
Wasn't which one did the turkey sounds?
That was Mary that was doing the turkey sounds.
Yeah, doing gobble gobble for like
Well, no, it was like I forgot how she did it. Something like that.
Because sometimes lasers sound like they're choking.
only if they're doing it right. Slender. That
No
one was for
comment?
Mad to make.
And Chad broke Mad. That's something I never thought I'd see.
That was so good. Oh fuck! That guy got me. That one got me.
Oh, that might have to isolate that and make it a short for Mad to just put on a giggle loop. He's gonna just keep
The
giggling
last time
now.
he broke this hard was the handy clapped statement.
Oh, I should see if there's a new chat music. I don't know.
Only one is. Oh,
Luckily,
man.
chat hasn't caught up yet. Made any comments, so we're okay.
Chat doesn't. Oh, y'all don't deserve that type of humor. If you got more people to come watch. Here we go. Share that.
All right, let's see. Let me.
Oh, I
stop
could share it
sharing.
myself.
Because, hey, isn't this like...
Don't remind him.
Right.
Okay, that last one was a word. That's not a sound. You don't fire a gun and the gun has commentary on its way to the target.
Better.
No. No.
Oh, Matt's gonna get in trouble.
The gun doesn't offer commentary. That'll be the next liberal gun control thing. We want guns that will comment. No, you can't use.
Guns that will testify against
I
their
don't wish to
owners.
shoot.
This innocent person of color doesn't.
He made me do it.
I don't care if the officer says they smell marijuana. I didn't.
They're good at it.
Oh, we see Mad losing his mind. We're just at a loss for words because it's usually the other way around. That's true. Yeah, Mad has occasionally gotten me to just start.
Yeah, that
laughing
is true.
uncontrollably. Because Mad will say the best, the most random lines. You just don't expect it. It's so casually slips it in. He's like a comedy ninja because you just don't see it coming.
True.
It's like stealth mode. He'd always get the he'd get the achievement for stealth comedy where it just breaks you without expecting it. All right. So Slender's. I wanted to ask you and get you to talk about.
Don't use my Don't use my fucking my lines. Like you don't know.
Hey, what the F was that audio? You can be reached, man. You better watch your six. Oh,
Watch
Damn.
this.
this,
You are being threatened, Matt.
I am.
As
Y'all
Matt
see
gets shot
this?
in the back by his own salt gun.
this is actually good. My sidearm identifies as a taser, Your Honor. I had to respect its identity. That would be used by female officers. Oh, Slender, do you ever still have that clip that we wanted it when Mad was on to look at with the girl
Shit,
cop?
which one?
The girl cop who just like melts down.
I
I mean, that
forgot about
doesn't
it.
narrow it down.
Oh, this was like you may have seen it because it was pretty like as he's looking for it. I don't want to describe it because if you haven't seen it, I want your honest first reaction because it's so crazy. It was but
Did I send it to you in Discord?
I think you did. Let me see if it's in there. Does Discord have one of those handy dandy quick search features for me?
I don't think it does.
Why does it sound like he's having to physically look for it?
He's going through the file folders now.
That's
Y'all
not
hear
me.
it, right?
I wish that was me. I wish
think
it was
that's
it
him.
was that
Oh wait,
way.
no, I found it. I found it.
You found it?
Yep.
Share that shit.
All right. Mad, you probably saw this because it was a while back, but it is ridiculous.
Is this one at the pool?
No, we watched that one.
That's not a
So-
taser.
No,
Ta-
this is
taser.
so that's the female cop pointing the gun.
Yeah.
That's the guy taking the gun right out of her
Oh,
hand.
I have seen this one. Yeah.
and you get physical.
So that's this is
Like, dude just takes the gun from her, and then she starts crying
Yes.
and begging for her life, and
Yeah.
I'm like, what? What the hell is
Shredder
this?
watches this guy all the time.
Hey, put it down.
this is you see the female cop on the other side of the thing like crying.
Yeah.
Let me see. Go back. Let me see.
Like, and there's 100 things she does wrong leading up to it too. Like, why was
Oh,
she
yeah,
still in the
absolutely.
car pointing her gun at this guy? Like, if
I
you
don't-
see that guy coming up to the vehicle, you get out of the vehicle. You don't want to be stuck in your seat.
Why not pull the trigger?
This
Also
it's,
pull the trigger.
It's like it's right out of the Marvel TV shows and everything else. Like if you have a firearm, it is a ranged weapon.
Yes.
You're supposed to keep distance so that it's
You
a
don't
very
have to
effective
walk the
thing.
rounds to people. Yeah. If only
Don't,
she had.
and don't let yourself get cornered. And like, there's
If only she had, lower body arms to push him away.
You mean like another pair of arms? Another set?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, legs. That's what she
Legs.
could have used.
Is crying normal in the police, man?
Put it-
Is there a lot of crying?
No, not in public.
Not in public.
There's no
just
crying
in
in
the-
baseball.
just
That
in the
incident
lo-
was
just in the
ridiculous.
locker
What the
rooms.
F? Both officers should be fired. Yeah, probably.
I forgot this guy's name, but Shredder watches him a lot.
Like
Officer
right here,
Tatum.
as he's pulling on, if he's pulling on the gun like that,
Shoot
you
it.
just start shooting.
Shoot 'em, yeah.
It's gonna be right in the abdomen. The
Shoot.
guy would, in theory, depending on what he's on, you can get about 2 or 3. This is a 9mm semi-automatic. You're gonna get multiple shots into him
Yeah.
before, and at the very least,
What is it? Is it a Glock?
It looks like.
Why would she have a
either-
9mm?
Because that's the standard issue.
No, 40.
40.
This is
I don't know.
LA.
This is a female officer. She's not shooting a 40.
Oh, well, she's a bee.
Also, if you're not willing to pull the trigger, you shouldn't even be carrying the gun.
Shoot him.
I just hear her going, ah. It's not.
Shoot him. Jesus Christ. Your life's in danger.
And now he has your gun. This is like when we watch those silly YouTube self-defense training videos,
Yes.
and you talk about like, this is stupid. Don't ever do this. This is a guy being he just pulled off the move. He walked right up and just took the gun.
Yeah.
No. Man, at what point would you have just unloaded your magazine?
Oh, as soon as I... Wait, is he white?
Yes.
What,
Uh,
Mad only unloads over black guys.
Listen, he has a preference.
And he unloads over them.
I didn't see. Probably, I mean, a lot sooner than this guy.
Say that in English?
It would have been way sooner.
He has my gun here.
Please don't shoot me!
Please
Please don't shoot me.
You know, my hands up, don't shoot.
Oh my god! If she would have said that,
That would
You know what she should have said? I can't breathe.
And then he wouldn't be able to shoot her no matter what, right?
That's right.
oh, that's
It's like,
Yeah,
well, shit,
just
now
yawn.
if she
Don't worry about
dies,
me.
it's definitely my fault.
Please don't shoot me! She's got her weapon!
all right. He
Shoot.
definitely looks like he has an extended magazine loaded into that one. Good for him. All right, so
I wonder if we got a switch in it too.
so right now he's coming
Blop,
up on the
blop.
scene. He has a clear shot at this dude.
Blop blop. That's
who
all you'd be
is-
hearing.
Who has
You'd be
now
hearing boom,
taken
blacklatt.
who has taken the firearm
Boomba
off,
clan.
off the person of the female officer. King Kong ain't got shit on the training day. All right, number 2. If you're this officer, I realize that you're worried about the optics, but
A
since
fucking optic.
at this point you need to just
Your
put the
life
person down.
or
Yeah.
optics. Yeah.
Well, it's not now another officer's life. Like she is.
Oh, never mind. You're right. He should have took his time.
Could have possibly taken a break at this point.
Now it did look like he just dropped the magazine. Now that would mean there should only,
Give a fuck.
in theory, be one round available.
If he had one in the pipe.
They still talking to him. Hey, put it
I mean, am I
Yeah, I don't
missing
know why they're still talking, if I'm honest.
Let me see this again because it did. All right, let's watch because it's hard to tell because of the CBS News and all this stuff. But if you see it, does it look like right there the magazine got dropped?
I can't see.
I mean,
Yeah, I can't tell.
we're at what was it 5?
And honestly, at this point, I don't care because there could still be one in the chamber.
But
Yeah,
that,
of course.
No, but I'm gonna say that might explain why he had to hold up for a second. I mean, because
I still wouldn't hold up.
weapon.
You treat every weapon as though it were loaded.
All right, all right. So right now, pay just close attention to where the guy's hands are, right about his abdomen. You're gonna see what looks like the magazine get dropped right there.
Again,
looks like-
regardless of whether or not there's even a magazine in there,
Yeah, give a
unless
fuck.
I have got perfect confirmation that there is not a round in there by pulling the slide back and checking the chamber myself, universal safety rule, treat every weapon as though it were loaded. Deadly force.
All right. So to answer Eric's question, I'm gonna raise the question if the extended magazine would be illegal for the average citizen. This is Fountain Valley, California, so yes, they have a ban on extended magazines. That would not be legal.
Yeah, Glocks don't have. Yeah, he could not be familiar with Glocks because they don't have a safety.
They are a striker fired gun. They're just trigger safety is what they usually have,
Yeah.
which is not a real safety.
No,
You just
it's
go-
not. I've always wondered about that. I'm like, how is this a safety?
Well, in it's
Well, you-
really the
you
only
can't pull
thing.
the trigger unless you pull the trigger.
Yeah, the only thing that the trigger safety really does is supposed to prevent accidental discharge while not like when your finger's not on the trigger. So drop discharges, or as SIG P320 owners are aware, discharges while it's just sitting in a holster and you're walking. Yeah, the
Discharge
other
when it damn well pleases.
1911s, classic ones have the grip safety where
Yeah, Beretta
this-
has the slide safety.
Yep. I'm a fan of just standard over flip safeties. If you're going to have a safety, do that. If you're not going to have that, I like the striker fired ones where when they call it a trigger safety, it's not. It's just ready to go. If you draw it and you point and you've got a round in the chamber, it reduces on the battery of arms. It reduces the steps you have to think about in a heightened situation.
Well, yeah, and muscle memory plays a big part in that, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, my concealed carry firearm of choice is non-safety, not a hard safety switch.
Yeah.
It's just a semi-automatic micro compact that I can draw and be ready to fire. The thing that I've done is I also keep, like, as the argument for a lot of the people is, do you carry one in the chamber or do you have to chamber the round? I prefer to keep one ready to go. Again, you muscle memory it so that you can draw and shoot in a heightened situation, because if you're in that, I would, my theory is that you're not gonna want to waste any time.
Yeah, you're not gonna have time to pull the slide back if you're in a surprise. Like,
surprise, motherfucker.
Carry it in condition 1. Like, you
So-
want around in the chamber.
Doesn't Mad have a Navy SEAL trigger safety story, or am I getting it mixed up with another one of his wild stories?
You're close. It wasn't a safety, but I know what you're talking about.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm waiting to hear this now.
So remember the guy I told you about, Miller from Buffalo, New York?
Okay.
He came to us like halfway through a deployment. He played Pokemon. He knew Sailor Moon theme song in English in Japanese.
Sounds
Sounds like a
like
good guy.
pretty cool dude.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
Shut up. You don't know.
No, I do. This motherfucker, one time we went to the cache, to the Biff, and there was a defect there that was 24 hours, so we went to go eat, and he forgot how to unload his fucking M4, and then they gave him a 249 and he misplaced. Anyway, I'll get to the Navy SEAL part, right? So we had a team working RAO, and when they first got there, I was at TALK, like the little command center or whatever, because it was my day off. So obviously I can't have a day off. And these two guys are in there, right? They have no patches on. There's nothing that says I'm a fucking Navy SEAL or whatever, right? They're just in their DCUs. And I'm talking to one of them, pretty cool dude. And we're just talking or whatever. And I was like, hey man, let me ask you, like, what do you do? And he's like, oh, I'm a Navy SEAL. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Because when I think Navy, I think, we're in the Navy. You know what I mean? Like Slender. But
Fuck you.
I had to. He's like, no, for real. And he like showed me his cat card, and he's a E8 in
His
the Navy.
cat. What, you carried a cat around with him? What was
No,
her
a cat
name?
card.
It's your-
CAC. It's a
Oh, cat. Oh, sorry.
cat card. Yes. Anyway.
Mad loves the cack.
He loves cat.
Anyways, he was an E8. I don't know what to call it. E8 in the fucking Navy. So I'm like, oh, that's
Senior
cool,
chief.
man. Okay. So he leaves because our first arm was ready, like was back, and they needed to talk, whatever. Now the guy he was with hasn't said a fucking word the entire time. He's sitting over there playing with his guns in the corner, right? It's like serious dude. And Miller came in, and he had just read this out on the bulletin board. He comes in and he sees the guy, the other Navy SEAL. He extracts the round from the chamber, right? Puts it back on top of the magazine, inserts the magazine back in, charging handle goes forward, putting the same round back into the chamber that was in there previously.
Mm-hmm.
Miller looks at this motherfucker and goes, every time you chamber a round, the primer gets hit. So you may want to start thinking about rotating your rounds before you have an accidental discharge. The entire time, I'm just like, shut the fuck up, Miller. Shut the fuck. He just didn't. That dude looked up, and I've never seen death in someone's eyes before. I'm not being figurative. This is literally what I saw. There was cartoon skulls on fire spinning in his eyes when he looked at him.
If you wanted to speak to the guy who was an anime fan, be like, look, you know how in anime that certain characters exude an intent to kill, and it's that like wavy line, and you're feeling it. This guy's doing it to you right now.
And I just said, Miller, get the fuck out of here. He goes, what did I say? Get the fuck out. So I look at him. I'm like, bro, I am so sorry. He just got here. I swear to God, he read that on the fucking bulletin board. Because he did. Because there was a little thing up there on the bulletin board that he read. Anyway, and I swear to Christ, this is what he did. He took a knife and he stabbed our table, which I was like, I'm going to let that go because he's upset. Like, why are you stabbing our shit?
You're going to let that go because he'll kill you.
He stabs it and he goes, if that motherfucker says one more goddamn word to me, I'll slit his throat. I have never believed anyone more than I believed him in that moment. So now I got to find somebody to tell. I ended up telling everyone, but I had to find someone in the beginning that was going to yell at him. I could have went to our first sergeant, but he would have skull fucked him. And what I mean is that he always threatened to do it, but like this would be the moment he would have to go through with it.
He'd be like, well, you left me no choice, you know.
I'm not saying he would be erect while doing it. Well, I'm just saying like he would have to force it. Anyway,
I'm not saying he'd be erect, but he'd be looking at him and saying, "I better hear choking."
He'd be erect. So
anyways, the CO was born, so I went to our XO because he had a lisp. And he was also he was former enlisted, so he was kind of a cool guy. And I went to him, and I was like, "Bro, I got to tell you what your boy Miller did." He goes, "First of all, he's not my bro." So I tell him everything, and he goes and he finds him, and he goes, I can't remember everything he said because I had to leave the room, but he goes, "Miller, what were you thinking? I don't care if he tells you to put the round in backwards. He's a Navy fucking SEAL." And I lost my shit and I had to run out the room. Fucking Miller
Dr.
from Buffalo.
Anonymous colleague is mentioning a fear boner.
I don't know if he had one, but yeah, Miller, he sucked.
Yeah, that guy sucked.
He did.
Oh.
Anyway.
Anyhow.
Anyway,
Put it down!
should already be
They're still
dead.
talking to him. Hey, put it down!
Dude, he should have been dead 10 minutes ago.
And there's the officer on the female officer on the right cowering behind the postal truck. Which,
By the way, just to let everybody know, from the time I started telling that story, we have gained almost 10 viewers. Just want that known.
I mean, and we're not even sure how many of them have fear boners, but it may be a non-zero number.
Tell you what, Mad, because that story was so good, you can have all of our monetization profits for the day.
Wow, what a dick.
but that'll really help.
I don't like the idea of dry firing. They have snap caps. And so does it mess up the primer?
Oh, yeah. Okay, listen. Yes, he was right. Okay, listen. Yes, he was right about what he said. You can see little indentures from where the pen hits the primer. Okay, but it's like AOC said. It's better to be. Well, what did she say?
Better to
About
be
it doesn't
morally
matter
correct
if.
than figuratively correct.
No, it's better. Yeah, it's better to be right than to be factual. What was it? Somebody said it.
Soul
I don't know. I'm
Assassins
trying to
saying,
figure out if AOC has ever said anything that's worth repeating.
Don't be hypnotized by those big old socialist biddies right there. You don't need to. Don't listen. But Mads, apparently you definitely need to find a writer or animator to make a collection of Mads wild stories. Crowdfund that shit.
It's better be alive.
We
than
do
wrong.
need to add an animator to the group. We could get some really good animations.
Brahma, who's normally here, is saying he only popped on to hear Mads story, so that's not supportive at all. I don't know.
Thanks,
why.
Brahma.
Yeah.
How about you pop
I
right
mean-
back off because we don't want you.
Look, I'm just saying that Mad thought that I said something mean, but still showed up.
Wait, hold on. No, you said something mean, and I still showed up.
I mean,
But-
agree to disagree.
Sorry, to answer the question, yes, technically he was right about the primer, but that wasn't the time, place, nor the person that you ever want to.
Can
you
I
know what
also
mean?
point out the actual odds of that
True.
causing a misfire
True.
for Solo, and in the event that it causes, that's your first round. If it does misfire, you immediately just redo the slide, pop that out, and have another one in the chamber that would not have any primer issues.
Yeah, but
the battery of arms
technically he was-
solution
yes.
is very quickly. Like if you're in the middle of a firefight, you would resolve that in like nanoseconds.
Yes.
Like, not to mention saying that to a Navy SEAL.
that,
Stupid.
yeah, that was the biggest issue. Those guys were cool as shit, though.
That'd be like going up and being like, "Hey, bro, what do you guys swim?"
I
Like,
yeah, I got pulled off the line to go with them on a SKT. a lot like what you saw in Warfare, where you're set up in a Haji house.
Mm-hmm.
I got to actually do that. It was fucking awesome. It's one of those moments.
Did you watch Warfare?
Yeah.
Was there one particular part that got to you?
I still don't know what Chad is talking about.
Okay.
When the Bradley.
Oh, with the ID? No, I was so distracted by this fucked up like shit fucking Bradley. I showed y'all a picture of what my Bradley looked like.
Yeah.
But Matt was analyzing the setup and be like, God damn it. They were not sending this was not an Uber Black Bradley. This was a bullshit.
Yeah.
It
I
was
thought
a
my
bullshit
Bradley sucked. Look at this fucking thing.
How it got away, I don't know. Mine didn't.
Like, I'm glad they blew that Bradley up. I would have too. Like, what the fuck is this?
Did you pull the fire suppression handle? I mean, what did you even do, man? Oh, that was man.
That really took me out. It was how shitty the Bradley was.
Like, yeah, I'm glad that it did because I was concerned. It was so like,
dude, we were both watching it and we had this little discussion afterwards because you sent the text like, "Hey, should I go see it?" And I was like, "He probably should not go see this."
No, you watched it at home though, right?
Yes, I did.
All right, yeah, thank God, because in a theater where the sound mix was like the sound, Slender can tell you, in theater that sound mix was epic.
It was good. It was
the way they did the ID going off, it made me jump out of my seat.
That made me laugh. I got to see it because I was leaning back and I just see him fucking jump like good fucking 6 inches out the chair, and I'm just
wait,
like,
was he not reclined?
No.
What a weirdo!
He was leaning forward.
Who doesn't recline?
We were at the theater where we have food and shit, so I was using the table.
Okay,
like,
all right. Okay.
So one of the draft house we have here is one of the first expansion ones, so it's not the fancy one with the reclining power recliners. So you have to lean back, and I was into the movie. It was tense. That is still I still want this thing to be nominated for Best Picture. It was fantastic.
It won't be.
It won't be. It should.
No, they don't.
If it doesn't win Best Sound Design, which is an Oscar category, where that's actually the category for mixing your sound, that thing should have no competition this year.
It should win Best Sound Design.
Yeah, there's nothing like that. But the my favorite part of that movie was just the beginning, where right before they're going on this high stakes mission, they're just goofing off watching that damn music video.
Yeah, that's what we always
that's
did.
Exactly what they would
there's not a whole lot to do, so you figure out how to really enjoy your little bit of recreation time that you get.
And then the part where right before they're going and they split off groups, the one guy is goofing off doing the dance.
Like I said, the one time I found that the Suppo had left an entire roll of twist ties in the podium when I was on OOD watch, and I was just making little stickmen out of twist ties, made a dragon out of twist ties, started hiding stickmen in the angle irons. Then I told my relief when he came up to take the watch, I was like, there are insurgents hidden all over this quarterdeck. Your job is to find them and not fall asleep in the next 4 hours.
Also, don't forget to rotate your rounds because you could have an accidental discharge.
And I noticed you haven't rotated your rounds. You're putting a lot of wear on them. You should probably rotate those.
What's hilarious is for all the army and military stuff that goes stupid that way, there's also the stuff like you see in Black Hawk Down, which was, again, this was true apparently per accounts, where they're like, you don't need to be taking this shit. We're only going for 20 minutes. You know what? You don't need to take that ceramic plate out. It's heavy, man. You don't need it.
Dude, I will never take the ceramic plate out ever.
Oh, I mean, yeah. So stupid stuff like, why are we packing the extra rounds? We're not going to need. We don't need the full 6 magazines.
Yeah, you heard the brief. 20 minutes at most. That happened to me one time. We were doing what we called the Baghdad 500. There was it was somebody else's AO, and they were getting fucked up in this one area by IEDs a lot, right? And so everyone in the surrounding area would have to dedicate people to go and just drive this square in the middle of their AO so that nobody could sneak out there to put IEDs. And you did it for like 4 fucking hours, right? And then somebody would come and relieve you. Our asses, I'm out there, right? We're going, and our 4 hours is up, and nobody has fucking shown up because apparently they forgot that, oh, when it hits midnight, it becomes AM, not PM, or some dumb shit. And they didn't adjust it. So there was a gap between us and the next. So I had to do it for 8 hours. At one point, I stopped and I couldn't feel my ass. I'm driving this Bradley. I put my ass in the air. And BC was like, he goes, Mad, because that's my name. That's what he called me. He goes, Mad, what the fuck are you doing? It was one of the only times I ever like screamed at him. I'm like, I fucking stopped. I can't feel my goddamn ass. We are taking a break.
Did you ask him to massage it for you until you could feel it again?
You actually derailed Mad's story with that one question.
And then he gets on the radio and he goes, hey, all red elements, go ahead and switch out your drivers, give them a break. You know, they've been driving for a long time. I went, thank fucking God. He goes, no, not you, Mad, because my name, that's what he called me. He goes, I don't trust anybody else to drive this motherfucker but you. And I just screamed at him for the next 15 minutes until it was time to go again. Fucking asshole.
I guess they confused the 12 p.m. thing and not knowing whether it was midnight or
They didn't
noon.
confuse shit. They were like, this excuse will work at least once, and I'm going to use it today.
Probably, man. But
I am never
bro.
convinced when someone is late, the excuse they feed me. I'm never convinced that that's really what happened, and it's just what they're using because they didn't want to come fucking relieve me on time.
Oh, I hated the assholes that would come and wake you up early. Like they were like, oh man, because 15 minutes prior, motherfucker.
15 seconds would be enough.
You guys only relieved 15 minutes prior, or they always made us relieve half hour prior?
Oh, y'all are probably less reliable, I guess.
That's probably it, because... I'll tell you what, I don't know how many times, like, I'd have the last watch on the duty day, and, like, after a duty day, especially on the weekend, right, like, it's Saturday morning, I'm standing watch from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. At 7:30, I'm supposed to get relieved so that I can go fucking shut down and go home for the day. I have stood that watch until 9 or 10 a.m. because, your relief? He ain't here yet. We don't know where he is. He missed morning muster. Oh, great. You gonna get me a new relief? We're working on it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
How could we ever possibly fix this? That one guy didn't show up, so there's nothing else we can do.
You'd think it would have more redundancy, but it doesn't. Like, no.
Like, you better not send him up to relieve me at this point, because if you do, I'm gonna have to explain why I expended rounds.
I hope you'd rotated them first, though.
Safe to say this episode of Ascendant Arts is in honor of Miller, the one guy who came close to getting friendly fired on by a seal.
It's Miller time.
No, he got close to being friendly stabbed.
He wasn't going to waste any bullets on him. He'll be like, I'm rotating shit.
I looked at my phone. This was a long time ago that I got this text, but all it says is, I want to yell nerd at Chad so badly.
There's so many things that could refer to. I don't know.
It was the Dune, when you started talking Dune books.
Oh. That's the problem.
Nerds.
Dune's got pretty good lore. I can't deny that.
BRB.
What does that mean?
Be right back.
He's got to go
figure
fix
we're
the...
probably about to wrap up. We're at the 2-hour mark.
What?
Oh, well, I still got to pee.
Okay, well, let's go do that.
You can go do that. All right, let's say we covered the crying cop who never should have been a cop, apparently. That was terrible.
I'm glad we finally got to cover that, because that one, oh boy. Yeah, I saw it. I was like,
if you're in
holy
a
shit.
If you're in a high pressure situation where you let the guy come up on you, disarm you, and then your response is to run away crying, oh my god, please don't kill me. Maybe not law enforcement.
Maybe
yeah, how did you become a police officer?
Maybe you're in the wrong career.
Yeah. In
I
fact,
think there's a lot of that in the law enforcement these days, though.
Slender talked about all his topics. We did talk about Dune Awakening and the server issues. I was gonna get him to just chat a little bit about the process of setting up a private server.
It's a pain in the ass.
Do you feel it's worth it?
Do I feel it's worth it?
Yes.
Yeah, but like I like doing technical stuff. I like troubleshooting. I was an electronics technician for 10 years. This is kind of like my jam. I enjoy it. So,
Would you say an average gamer would be equipped to do that kind of thing, or
I mean, if
not?
you're just doing G Portal or one of the other services, yeah, I mean, you can set it all up pretty easy. Especially the Dune server. The Dune server, it's really all I got to do is remember to reset it every once in a while. There's not a whole lot of settings to mess with. Like, if you're doing an Arc server, there were a lot more settings you could mess with. Even the Conan server, there was a lot more stuff you could change, modify, alter, but they're getting pretty simplistic. But I mean,
Do you think it's something where because it's so new that those settings might get added later, or this is just what it's going to be?
I think this one is just this is just what it's gonna be.
Yeah, so Davina watched X-Ray Girl playing some Dune Awakening, not really into survival games. Yeah, I mean, if you're not into building like a compound and playing some of the games, it's it's not going to be for you. If you played Conan, I just keep coming back to it. It is effectively like a reskin of Conan,
But a
You
good
w-
skin.
Well, it's the same
but I
company.
like it. Yeah, but I like. I mean, I like the aesthetic. I actually like this aesthetic better, and I don't have to worry about Brahma coming in and making Mad sad by getting
Right.
golems 24 hours after Mad said that was his
I set a
goal.
goal.
And Brahma's like, I don't have to not game while I'm at work. I'm gonna just get it done
Right.
in like 5 hours,
He has so much more free time than me.
which is
He
weird.
has so much more free time than any of us.
I have not figured. All right,
You can't do it.
he
You can't
allegedly
do the
has a
math.
full-time job, has kids, is a
As a
grand
grandkid,
Brahma
he babysits all the time.
all the time, and somehow he's on streams
He has
all the
more
time. And this is what's crazy. He's on streams all the time where he's on camera, so he's not playing the game.
No,
But he's still clocking, like, I don't know if alcohol fuels him like like it's an energy drink.
Whiskey has the opposite effect on him from everyone else in the known world.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
about to say. I'm pretty sure.
The bourbon makes it possible.
I'm
Brahma
pretty
doesn't
sure-
sleep.
Yeah, he hasn't slept in 2 years.
I am actually genuinely worried for Brahma a lot because when he shares like his blood pressure,
Oh yeah, my blood pressure is 190 over 110. Is that bad?
Yes, that's terrible. Let's see if Mad remembers. He can add himself. No, I didn't.
Fucking new mouse, man.
The new mouse is a problem.
It's very sensitive.
But yeah, back to Brahma, man. I don't get it. Like the gaming, this full-time job, the streaming.
It's
He
impossible.
has. I swear he's like Harry Potter, where he has one of those time turners where multiple Brahmas are off doing things.
Last time I was there, I remember I woke up so I went to sleep. He wasn't going to sleep yet, but I went to sleep and I was like, all right, I can only sleep for a little bit because I don't want him to be awake all day, you know? So I slept like 5, maybe 6 hours. Homeboy has already been up for 12 hours.
So he
When I
didn't go
woke
to
up.
bed.
Yeah, I'm like, what? The dude is a machine.
Yeah, except when sometimes I have to text him to. This is one of the reasons why moving to the later start time on our Sunday show is helpful. Like, I was a couple times I was like, Brahma, I'm in the studio. Where are you at? It's like,
I remember that
Like,
happened once or twice.
yeah, like what if he had a particularly long stream with Zax or something the night before? It was like, when Brahma gets a little bit sloshy towards the end of his streams, I was like, maybe switch to like, beer.
Dude, I will say this. I am glad that the new time is working out for you guys, but it is not working for me. I don't know how our audience does it, Chad, because I put you guys on the bullpen, and I'm like, wow, this is great. Just asleep so fucking fast.
It's my dulcet tones at nighttime. It can get to you.
I gotta stop. I can't play with my mouse like I normally do.
Have you not changed the
Apparently
settings?
not. You have left the studio 15 times now.
It's one of the side buttons, and I accidentally press it.
Did you get one of the sideways mouses?
No.
You get a vertical mouse?
No.
You can disable those, you know.
I like it though, but I liked it on my other mouse, the one that
He's like,
is stolen.
He's like, I like it. It adds an element of like risk and danger.
You never knew what was gonna happen.
It's like playing Russian roulette with streaming. When am I gonna randomly kick myself out?
It was fine on my mouse, but someone stole it from me, and then I had to trade it for medication to come on here. No
Well, I
bullshit.
appreciate-
So she gave me one and said you can't get the second pill until you come back from Best Buy.
Oh my god. She's like, she knows you.
What the fuck does that mean?
Then you might not have gotten the task completed.
How dare you take her side?
I'm not taking her side.
Slender, you better save him.
I don't think I can this time.
Well, BRB.
Slender is about to go full Watchman, where he's like, "You'll cry out from the ground, saying, 'Save me,' and I'll look down and say, 'No,
No.
no.'"
I'm gonna go have a smoke. Are we gonna play something after this?
I thought we were gonna do some Dune.
Okay.
The
All right, let me go have a
servers
smoke.
I
actually
mean,
seem
I
to
don't
be
think
working.
Imp wants to do Dune. Imp wants to do something else. But
I will not be buying Dune at all.
We need to do the sock game at some point.
we got to get like a lot of people.
We
man,
don't need a
and
lot
I'm
of people.
gonna leave that to you.
I don't think we need a lot of people.
You don't think we need a lot of people?
No. Do you
How
need
many people do you
a
think
judge?
is the minimum?
a judge, the defendant attorney, the prosecutor? That's 4 people.
Technically, I think you can do it with 3.
Or is that 5?
However, I don't
that's
think it's
5
going to be
now.
very interesting unless we get a big group.
No, I think 5 people would be fine. Okay, just got to volunteer.
What game is that?
Guilty as sock.
Oh, is Shredder
Oh,
gonna
okay,
be?
right,
Is Shredder
right.
gonna be in it?
Yep.
Eric is thanking us for the show. It's very helpful to him. He's learned the valuable lesson to not try to tell a seal about it, and possibly
the lesson I
having
got.
primary issues.
I love this song. It's so good how it builds throughout the entire song.
With
Such a
Doesn't
Grace
even have a
Slick
chorus. It's got no chorus.
Yeah,
Grace Slick doing the vocals too. Yeah,
phenomenal.
it is. I was not a fan of Jim Carrey's rendition from The Cable Guy, but
Don't even remember it.
and then obviously Grace Slick's later work with Starship and all the other versions.
She built
Possibly-
the city,
Specifically, the Mannequin song is what comes to mind. What the F? I'm playing a game now.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'll be back.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap up. Get
I'll
things going.
be back.
Sweet. Then I'll be back too right
Good.
after I end the stream.
A Machiavelli production. The stream's now behind, but there's no need to be glum. We'll return with more jests, with humor to come. So click that damn subscribe and let the good vibes thrive. For the next grand stream, we'll surely jive.
Ascend and I, we've charted the spree with synapses sparking, hilarity you can't believe.
You've brought your joy, so now you must go. But keep the party in your heart, yo. Keep the giggles, keep the banter, keep the screams delight. Until our next stream, keep the fun in sight. In this virtual voyage where streams do end, remember with Ascend and Art, we'll always fucking ascend. Oops, we forgot about Imp, he's bound to reappear. With chaos in his wake, all we can do is persevere. Are you happy now, Imp?